Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari Jaya Radha Madhava Kunja Bihari.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. Welcome to a very, very, very special episode of Pariprashna. I know I'm aware that I said very three times, and there is a really good reason for that. And that is because this episode of Pariprashna happens to be the very first podcast of His Holiness Bhakti Padma Saurabh Pracharak Swami Maharaj. You heard that right. As many of you are already aware, His Grace Kamala Lochan Prabhu just yesterday, February 23rd, 2025, he received his sannyasa Deeksha from His Holiness Vedavyasa Priya Swami Maharaj at ISKCON Mira Road Temple, and now he is His Holiness Bhakti Padma Saurabh Pracharak Swami Maharaj. So today we have this immense honor of hearing from Maharaj about two very poignant, deeply moving chapters from Srimad Bhagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 14, The Disappearance of Lord Krishna, and Chapter 15, The Timely Retirement of the Pandavas. So, these two chapters, what does the world look like when it is bereft from Krishna's presence? And how do the Pandavas prepare after their glorious service in the divine mission? How do they prepare to exit this material world with dignity and devotion? So let us find out about all this and more by continuing to inquire from His Holiness Bhakti Padma Saurabh Pracharak Maharaj. So Hare Krishna Maharaj, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So Maharaj, first of all, Hare Krishna Maharaj. So Maharaj, first of all, I want to extend on behalf of the entire Pariprashna audience our heartiest congratulations on your Sannyasa Deeksha. And we also would like to offer our heartfelt prayers and sincere best wishes for all your upcoming endeavors in your service to our glorious Guru Parampara. So please accept our congratulations and prayers too.
I accept the blessings.
And from my side, I'm still getting used to calling you Maharaj. So just by dint of habit, if I happen to call you Prabhu in advance, I want to seek your forgiveness.
No problem.
So Maharaj, usually in our podcast, we straight dive into the topics of Srimad Bhagavatam. But however, today, if you kindly allow me to, I would like to ask just 2 to 3 questions pertaining to your Sannyasa Deeksha, and then we will start our Bhagavatam discussion.
Yeah.
So, Prabhu, yesterday it was such a, Maharaj, yesterday it was such a...
It's going to be no problem.
So it was such a beautiful ceremony. I was watching it virtually on YouTube, and many of the devotees were there present physically. So regardless of whether it was physical presence or virtual presence, it was such a wonderful ceremony. For me, the highlight was the kind of outpouring of love from the entire divine devotee community far and wide that came towards you. It was very evident that you got a little overwhelmed with emotion as soon as you started speaking. Just at that moment, each and every one of us, we were sharing that emotion with you. It was so inspiring that we are part of such a loving devotee community. We are there for each other to celebrate and be there. So, my first question, Maharaj. So, yesterday you received a sannyasa danda, as we can see in the video here, and you also received a kamandalu. And also, His Holiness Vedavyasa Priya Maharaj has given you this profoundly meaningful name, that is Bhakti Padma Saurabh Pracharak Swami. What is the meaning of your name?
So there may be many meanings for this name, but I would like to first talk about that meaning which came to my mind. So I was wondering, Bhakti Padma means the lotus of Bhakti.
Okay.
And what does the lotus have in it? It has fragrance. So the flowers are known for fragrance, not for beauty. Because these days people use flowers for beauty. We nicely decorate the temple with flowers. People, because they think that if you have beautiful flowers, then flowers are meant for beauty. Flowers are for fragrance.
Okay.
So Saurabh means fragrance. So the fragrance of the lotus of bhakti. Now, Pracharaka means one who preaches. The fragrance, that means the sweetness of the lotus called bhakti.
Okay.
So now, what thing came to my mind was, who is the person who actually preaches the fragrance of a flower? Preaching means you bring the knowledge from one person to other person, or one place to other place. That is called preaching. Now, who brings the fragrance of the flower to a person, or who brings the fragrance of the flower to you?
That's the air.
Air.
Correct.
So air means Vayu.
Oh.
So who is Vayu? Mukhya Prana. And he incarnated as Hanuman. He came as Bhima, and he came as Madhvacharya. So the first person who appeared in my mind was Sripad Madhvacharya.
Jai.
That's how I saw the meaning as. Of course, Maharaj explained that thing, that how bhakti has got its fragrance, and the fragrance, your Pracharaka and all these things. But who does it? It is not me or anybody. It is done by Vayu. Pranan namo bhavate purushaya tubhyam. Prana. It is the Mukhya Prana, who is Mukhya Vayu, Vayu of Vaikuntha, who is actual preacher. He is actual preacher. We are only servants, and we get the name of being preachers. That's all. So I was just completely conscious of Madhvacharya. And though I had prepared what to speak, but what I spoke was totally different from what I prepared. Maybe this is the after effect of Pariprashna. I just come without getting prepared, which is against my Siksha Guru's instructions, because when my Siksha Guru is Grace Atma Tattva Prabhu, Prabhupada's disciple, he told me that if you are giving 1 hour class, you should prepare for 1 hour. Anyway, it is not a class, it is Pariprashna. So we are sharing the experience of years of we have spent in Krishna consciousness. So preparation is there, but it is of years of experience of preparation. So I prepared what to speak. A lot of theological points were there. But somehow after the ceremony, I just spoke what came to my mind, what came to my heart. Because it was all Madhvacharyas. Maybe Madhvacharya wanted to speak about him, wanted to speak about his Paramparaacharyas like Vadiraj Tirtha. No, it came out. And specifically, I thought of chanting the entire Mangalachan prayers. But somehow Madhvacharya made me, okay, that's the way you do everywhere, every time, these Mangalachan prayers. That is already done, going to be done in the Ahuti. All the Acharyas will come there in the prayers in the Ahuti. But you chant my Narasimha prayers. I just sat, and what came to mind was Madhvacharya, and he chanting these Narasimha prayers, Nakastuti, Narasimha Stuti, Narasimha Nakastuti. And then I started this. So this is what I experienced. That is Bhakti Padma. Bhakti Padma means the lotus of Bhakti. And what does the lotus has? The fragrance. And the fragrance means actually the sweetness of Bhakti. One who propagates the sweetness of Bhakti, not the majesty of Bhakti. That is the Raga Bhakti, which is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's special thing. So in this way, you have Gaudiya also coming into the picture in the same name. So these two things are, I would like to speak about these two things. Of course, there are many, many contemplations which have happened about the name. But these two are enough for now. So one is Madhvacharya, who is actual Pracharak, and we are just servants, and we get the name Pracharak. And number two is Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who manifested this word Bhakti as sweet, who declared to the entire world Bhakti is not just some ritualistic activity, but it is a rasa. And that's how, hearing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's instructions for 10 days to Rupa Goswami, and he instructed to write a book, Rupa Goswami wrote Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. Bhakti Rasamrita Sindhu. So in this way, the sweetness of bhakti is only found in the teachings of Mahaprabhu, in the line of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. And also the holy name in the age of bhakti, in the age of Kali, bhakti means holy name, chanting the names of the Lord, Hare Krishna Mahamantra. And now it is said in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Swarup Damodar Goswami, he writes the words, which is quoted by Krishna Sridhar Goswami, that Anarpita Charim Chirat Karunayavatirana Kalo. Anarpita Charim Chirat. What has not been given in the scriptures by the previous Acharya, even incarnations, that thing was given by Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to all of us. So, you may say, oh, what did Chaitanya Mahaprabhu give? He gave the holy name. He gave Hare Krishna Mahamantra, Nam Sankirtan. But Nam Sankirtan wasn't there before Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared?
It was there. Yeah.
But how can you say that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came to give us Nam Sankirtan? Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave us not just ordinary Nam Sankirtan. He gave us Prem Nam Sankirtan. So which is full of rasa. That is fragrance. So in this way, we can correlate that the name which Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave is not Aishwarya Nama. It is a Madhurya Nama. Means the name which is sweet, not the name which is powerful or opulent. So there is Aishwarya of Nama. There is a Madhurima of the Nama. So that is very much nicely described in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, in the conversation between Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Rupa Goswami. When Rupa Goswami went to meet Chaitanya in Jagannath Puri, there he was writing one book called Vidagdha Madhava. One day Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he took one page which is writing, and he glorified such beautiful handwriting he had. And then he read the words, he was in ecstasy. And he gave the words to Haridas Thakur. Haridas Thakur read the words, he was holding his words on his chest, and tears were rolling to his eyes, and he was just jumping, dancing in ecstasy. Then Haridas Thakur says that I have heard the glories of the holy name in the scriptures, but I never heard the sweetness of the holy name. First time, the sweetness of the holy names of Krishna are described. That verse is Tunde Tandavini Ratim Vitanute Tandavali Labdhaye Karnakroda Kadambini Gatayate Karnarbudebhyas Priham Cheta Prangana Sanginim Vijayate Sarvendriyanam Vritim Naujane Janita Kiabdiramrute Krishneti Varnadvahi. So this understanding of how Bhakti Padma Saurabh Pracharak, that came to my mind when I started chanting in the morning. I chant this verse every day before I chant Hare Krishna Mantra. Then it stuck. There is a relation between the name which I got and this verse. Maybe Rupa Goswami, he manifested in the heart of Maharaj. This idiot is chanting my the verse composed by me. Do something similar. Yeah, that's it.
Wow, having goosebumps as I hear this, Prabhu. Such deep reflections and realization, such profound meaning. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. And actually, your speech, you spoke from the heart and it touched all of our hearts. It was really heartfelt. So, Prabhu, so sorry, I'm calling you Prabhu again. So,
no problem. Continue.
So, Maharaj,
that is the reason I used that platform yesterday for I'm too commercial person, so I always say use the platform for conveying the message or the meaning of the word Maharaj.
Correct.
It's very important. Otherwise, what it has got? He has given up everything, and he has no, sorry, not a single penny, and you call him Maharaj.
Yes.
Is it an insult? Philip said, "Oh, rich man, you're a Maharaj. He has not a single penny." So we should know why a sannyasi is addressed as Maharaj. the reason. No problem.
Thank you, Maharaj. So, Maharaj, my next question was going to be, we have seen that in both spirit and lifestyle, you were already a renunciant. But however, yesterday's event is definitely a major milestone. It carries a lot of significance. So, after your formal sannyasa Deeksha, what is going to remain the same and what is going to change compared to your previous life?
So morning I told the devotee that Srila Prabhupada wrote Bhagavad Gita as it is, and Kamala Lochan Prabhu will be as it is. Except there are three changes. Number one is a name, it's very obvious. Number two, he has become a handicap with his danda. Earlier I used to work with two hands. Now I have to carry his danda. So one hand is there. So now that shows that all of you should become my hands now.
Oh, so nice.
And what happens when you are able to do your own work? Then nobody comes to help you. But when you become a handicap, then people are there to help you. In one says this is a handicap, of course a transcendental handicap, so that to inform people now I am handicapped. So please come, you take it up now, you take the mission, what all I've been doing. These are different. The third is the way I wear the dress, that's all. Instead of putting the kacha, it is just a thing, and another angavastra, that's all. Apart from that, there is no change. And I requested all the brahmacharis that you just see me as you were seeing me before, except that address, that's all. And I will be doing the same thing. And one devotee told me, Prabhuji, आप तो अभी पैसा नहीं मांग पाओगे, मैं तो अभी ज़्यादा मांगूंगा. अभी तो पहले नाम नहीं था. Earlier I had no name like Dikshu.
Yes.
Sannyasi is called Dikshu. So my MBA begging goes on, no problem. Official.
Yes. Jai. So Maharaj, my third question for you was, so there are unlimited ways of rendering service to our Guru Parampara. So in this new role as sannyasi, are there going to be a cause or causes that's going to be closer to your heart? Are there going to be certain specific services that you are going to especially focus on?
It will be as it is, most of the things, but certain plans which I had when I joined, which I wanted to accomplish, still is not accomplished, or somewhere in mild way it is being accomplished. That is to establish Gurukul. I don't know how it's going to happen. It's already there in some kind of a format, but that is where I would like to focus on. But it all depends on Krishna. Because it has happened so that nothing has happened according to my wish. Everything has happened according to the wish of the Lord. So I stopped wishing. Everything happens according to the wish of the Lord. And when you leave it to Krishna, then he does the best. He is the best manager. The whole event yesterday, which happened, I was just wondering. One devotee told Prabhuji, if we had more time, we would have organized nicely. Then I told, can there be anything nicer than this? If we had organized it, we would have messed up the entire. Even if you had planned a year back, the whole festival, all your expertise in planning and advertisement, nothing can match to what happened yesterday. It's so spontaneous. For you it was spontaneous, for me it was spontaneous, but it's Krishna who was pulling the strings everywhere. This time this should happen, this time it should happen. Of course, I have an astrology student. He noted all the time. I told him yesterday, just note all the time. You see that the exact timings, what all happened, the position of the stars and the planets, so auspicious. And this date was not selected by me, it was selected by Maharaj himself. I was thinking of Ekadashi. He was also talking about Ekadashi. But he told, no, I will do it on Sunday. I was telling that we should have it on Sunday because when it will come. Then he said, Ekadashi is more auspicious. Of course, Ekadashi is very auspicious. But still somehow it became. And all the planetary systems, everything, it's all Krishna's arrangement. And yesterday evening was a Rath Yatra in Bhayandar, a huge Pandal program. So neither they knew I am going to get sannyas on 23rd. And I totally forgot that they have a Rath Yatra on 23rd when I was talking to Maharaj. I knew they were going to have Rath Yatra on 23rd a month back, but it was lost to me. Yesterday morning, when the announcement was made, then I told, hey, Rath Yatra is there on that day. So the first program happened yesterday, less than 2,000 audience there. Who arranged it? Who arranged it? So these are all, these to view in this way is actually called Sarvadharman Paritijya Mamekam Sharanam. Sri Krishna's hand. There's no better manager than Krishna.
Wow, absolutely. So yesterday, the Sannyasa Deeksha ceremony itself, they were streaming the video until like 4 p.m. or something. And evening, you attended a Pandal program. This morning, you gave a class in Mira Road, Prabhupada, Leelamrita, and now you're doing podcast. I'm sure you've done a million other things. So inspiring, Maharaj. Very, very inspiring.
This is what is meant for. Sannyas was given for this only, na?
Yes.
Not to go and sleep.
Yes. Very active life. Yeah. So Maharaj, now we'll switch gears and we will get into chapter number 14, a very deeply moving chapter of Canto 1 of Srimad Bhagavatam, which discusses the disappearance of Lord Krishna. So just now you were talking about astrology and the divine timing and so many different things. So here Suta Goswami starts the chapter in a very pictorial way. Suta uvacha Samprasthite dvarakayam jishnau bandhu didrakshaya jnatum cha punya shlokasya krishnasya vicheshtitam. Sri Suta Goswami said Arjuna went to Dwaraka to see Lord Sri Krishna and other friends and also to learn from the Lord of his next activities. So Arjuna is away from Hastinapura, he's gone to Dwaraka. व्यतीतः कतिचन्मासास्तदा नायत्ततोऽर्जुनः ददर्श घोररूपाणि निमित्तानि कुरुद्वहः. A few months passed and Arjuna did not return. Maharaj Yudhisthira then began to observe some inauspicious omens which were fearful in themselves. So, Maharaj, this word nimitta, omen, is this just superstition or what is the place of nimitta in Vedic culture?
This is Nimitta Shastra, this is scripture, this is science. They call it occult, they call it omen, omens, and all these things. These are English words which actually deviate from people's mind that in the scripture. There is Shastra behind it. So the principle behind the creation and everything in this world is that nothing happens by chance. There is a cause behind everything.
Okay.
Nothing happens by chance. So, it happened by chance. No. Everything is actually an indication for something.
Okay.
For example, you are speaking something and you say some statement like, you chant Hare Krishna and be happy. By the time bell rings. So, who planned that? Was it orchestrated? No. No human has orchestrated, but it is orchestrated by Krishna. When there is a symphony, an orchestra, there's a person who is taking those two sticks and then doing all these things. And somebody hearing that, you think, oh, how? 500 violins and 300 guitars, maybe 50 flutes, and maybe I don't know, so many other instruments. They are so nicely synchronized and harmonized in their presentation of this orchestra. It is because there is one person who is just holding two sticks and that does all these things. And he's not seen. He's there somewhere in the corner, somewhere nearby. And everybody is doing a coin. So in the same way, Krishna is the orchestrator. So somewhere a leaf falls. It's a nimitta. It's an indication for something. It is not some occult signs or it is blind faith or by chance. Nothing. Because everything is orchestrated by Krishna, and Krishna doesn't do anything without a reason. Just because I don't know the reason, that doesn't mean the reason doesn't exist.
Yeah.
When your brain stops working, then you say, oh, it's by chance. When your brain stops working, you say it's by chance. When it starts working and you find a reason behind it, then you say it's science. Just see. As long as you don't find a reason, you say it is an omen, or it is blind faith. The moment you find a reason for it, oh, it's science. So how foolish we are. Everything is science. Some sciences are known to you, some you don't know. That's all. So this Nimitta Shastra is a Shastra, it is a science. Why is used in astrology? Because I don't want to get into depth to the astrological part of it.
Yeah.
So we should know the principle. The principle is nothing happens by chance. Everything is orchestrated by Krishna. And everything which you see in this world has a meaning to it. I still remember in my childhood, one day it so happened, my grandfather, I told him, oh, where are you going now? I came all the way to meet you. Then he told, I got a very important work. So then he went. He just came 5 minutes back. I told him, you told me important work, you were going to come after 2 hours.
Yeah.
Why did you just came back within 5 minutes. Then he said that when I went out of the house and walking on the street, I found a lady who was carrying an empty pot of water, an empty pot without water in it. She was going to the lake to fill water. So that means what? I'm going to come empty-handed. So this science of Nimitta was an integral part of Vedic culture. It is not that he's a big Jyotish. Integral part of Vedic culture. Some people follow certain things and they, like you see a cat or something like that. But it is a loss because
British communistic approach towards life.
Communistic approach towards life and sciences. They thought all these things are Nimitta Shastras are redundant and they have no, this is not a science. But actually, even anybody following any kind of religion, but following the Vedic culture, they would respect these Shastras called Nimitta Shastras. It's one of the aspects of astrology.
Okay. So, Prabhu, you did talk, Maharaj, you talked about how omens are divine orchestration by Krishna. But however, what is the connection between omens and karma?
The omens are actually indications of your karma.
I see.
They're actually indication. The astrology doesn't change your karma. It is a mirror of your karma. It's an indication of your karma. That's all.
Okay.
It's a science.
Okay.
Like the meteorological department comes to know what is going to be next month weather by their mechanical means of technology. So this is a technology which Krishna has given to find out what is going to happen next month or next years, and what is the precaution you're supposed to take because it is not something new. It is your karma. It is indicated in such, it's a science.
Okay. So Maharaj here, Yudhisthir Maharaj is suspecting the disappearance of Lord Krishna by observing so many inauspicious omens. So he is seeing directions of the eternal time has changed. There is irregularities in the seasons. People have become greedy, deceitful. They have adopted foul means of livelihood. Even friends are cheating each other. There is misunderstanding between one's own family members. And then also he sees in terms of body, the left side of his body, thighs, arms, and eyes are quivering. He's having hot palpitations. Then in regards to animals, jackal is crying at sunrise, vomiting fire, dogs are barking at him, cows are passing on his left, asses are circumambulating him, horses are weeping. Then the birds, Yudhishthir Maharaj notices pigeons who are like the messengers of death, the shrieks of owls, and then the crows are making his heart tremble. And then the Pancha Mahabhutas, he sees smoke in sky, mountains are throbbing, cloudless thunder, wind is blowing violently, clouds are raining blood, sun's rays are declining, stars are appear to be fighting, the jivas appear to be ablaze. Then he also says rivers, tributaries, ponds, reservoirs, and the mind are all perturbed. Butter is no longer igniting the fire. Then he also talks about cattle. The calves do not suck the teats of the cows, nor do the cows give milk. Bulls are not taking any pleasure in pasturing the grounds. And then the deities, they seem to be crying in the temple, lamenting and perspiring. They seem about to leave. And then in terms of places also, all the cities, villages, towns, gardens, mines, and hermitages are now devoid of beauty and happiness. So, quite a long list of inauspicious omens. So, as a leader, as a ruler, Maharaj Yudhishthir is so perceptive to these changes that he is observing. And based on this, he is suspecting that Krishna must have left. So, when a great personality leaves this mortal world, are there such major shift in the spiritual consciousness of the entire world?
Definitely, there will, because as long as a great personality exists on this planet, the universal karma is withheld.
Okay.
Now, and the moment he leaves, the dam, which is holding the entire karmic reactions, just collapse. And they just fall onto the living entities on this world at once. So I'll give you a small example for it.
Okay.
Srila Prabhupada left his body on November 14th, 1977. And you take the newspaper of November 15th.
Okay.
Actually, many people did not even receive the newspaper. It was only November 16th they got the newspaper. Especially in the coastal Andhra, there's a huge flood, a huge cyclone. I was 4-year-old then. I know what the cyclone was. There was only one room which was safe where we could stay in a house. It's a big concrete house. The doors were smashed and everywhere there's water, there's wind, the sound was terrible. Not only there, many parts of the world, there are catastrophes. The moment Srila Prabhupada left the planet, universal karma came and attacked. Many unwanted things happened around the world. The subject matter of research, I don't have the resources to do research for this, but it's a fact. Check out those days, 14, 15, 16 November, or 17 November, maybe just after that, a week or 10 days. What all disasters happened around the world. At that time, there was no internet. People would not know what's happening in the other part of the world, other part of the district also. But now, anything happens anywhere, it's just viral. Like we had yesterday's program. I was shocked that 12,000 or 13,000 people watched the entire video. And somebody was telling us, given point of time, 800 people were watching.
Yes, there were a lot of them.
I don't know how do they get the statistics, and I have no idea about it. But at that time, it was not the case. That is why you don't know. It's not documented, recorded. But this is a fact. It's going to happen.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just when Yudhishthir Maharaj is observing and he's suspecting, he calls Bhima and he's also concerned Arjuna has also not returned. And just at that time, when Yudhishthir Maharaj is conversing with Bhima about this, enters Arjuna with a dejected face, his head is down, tears from his lotus eyes. He's looking pale and anxious. And at that time, Maharaj Yudhishthir starts questioning him. So, Maharaj, as I was reading this chapter in preparation for this podcast, I was deeply moved at the sensitivity of Maharaj Yudhishthir. I wish I had even 1% or even less than that of the kind of sensitivity Maharaj Yudhishthir displays in this chapter in the way he talks to Arjuna. He's hoping against hope. He's suspecting that Krishna has left. But the way he talks to Arjuna, the way he starts off the conversation, he does not even directly ask about Krishna. He's inquiring about the Yadus. So, what can we learn from this whole incident? The way Maharaj Yudhisthir is inquiring from Arjuna indirectly.
Which verse you're talking about?
Let me give you the exact verse. So, starting from like 25th verse
Of?
Chapter 14.
Okay. So now, the sensitivity part, that has to be very much taken care of. Otherwise, there is no human relationships. If you want human relationship to exist properly, then you have to inquire about the well-being of others. So one devotee was telling me yesterday, when I asked him, how are you? How is your daughter? Is she married or what? All that. Then another devotee was standing next to me. He told, Maharaj, now just now you told you are Maharaj now, and Maharaj means protector of Siddhanta. And the person whom you're talking to and asking about his life, his doctor, and all these things. How is it got to do with teaching of Siddhanta? Brahmastra was asking me. Then I told, this is culture. First culture, then Siddhanta. There is a culture which holds the Siddhanta, which holds the rasa. If you don't have the basic etiquette, what is the basic etiquette? That is what Krishna, when he came as Ram, he taught. If you're not even material, how can you be spiritual?
Wow.
What is the meaning of material? Material means relationships. If you don't value relationships in this world, how can you value your relationship with Krishna? Now somebody asked a question, sannyasi, you gave up your father, mother, and your family, and are you not sensitive about it? Yes, definitely. You're sensitive about it. So that is why we give up the house, because we are sensitive about not one father, one mother. Many fathers, many mothers, and many sisters. And for that, we sacrifice the sensitivity towards one father and mother. That doesn't mean we don't have sentiments. But sometimes it so happens that you have to express your sentiments so that relationships become strong. That doesn't mean you become sentimental. Emotions are only for Krishna. But to show emotions, to show sentiments, so that the other person, you have got good relation with the other person, that is very much required. Yudhisthir Maharaj is the king, and he knows the best to do that. What to speak, the Vedic culture encourages this a lot. I don't know name. So one devotee was telling, oh yeah, I got an invitation for wedding, but I'm not going. Why? Because the invitation, it was not even a card, it was just a message. They make some message and send 10 seconds message with that boy and girl and crazily dressed, and it's like a disco party or something like that. So anyhow, we don't want to get into that. Because I don't know, because I did not get a card. Neither that person called me, and he knows me very well. So then I remember, even small functions which used to happen in our houses, my mother or the ladies in our house, they would go to every house with a plate with some, what do you call, Arjuna Kumkum? What do you call Kumkum in
Vermilion, I think.
English? Vermilion. Strange name.
Kumkum sounds better.
So they go with that, and then they invite. Not that they just go invite, we are having fun, please come. Not like that. They would ask how are everything, please come. They beg.
Mm-hmm.
Till they say yes. You're a person, the enemy would come. That kind of invitation is done. An invitation, they would take so much of time to go to everybody's house, invite them, and they make sure, they make a list. Oh, you've forgotten somebody or what. And when they go to invite, they ask about everyone. The small child comes, you're going to come, huh? They would say that, but it's culture. Unfortunately, we are now westernized. That's the problem.
Yes, great loss. So Maharaj, you were just asking about the shlokas. So here from the 25th shloka, Yudhisthir Maharaj he is not directly asking about Krishna, but he is asking about the devotees in relation to Krishna. So I'll just quote a few shlokas. Yudhisthira uvacha Kachid anartha puryam naha swajana sukamasate madhubhoja dasharharha satvatandhaka vrishnayaha. Maharaj Yudhishthira said, my dear brother, please tell me whether our friends and relatives such as Madhu, Bhoja, Dasharha, Arha, Satvata, Andaka, and the members of the Yadu family are all passing their days in happiness? Shuro Matamahah Kachit Swastyaste Vatamarishah Matula Sanuja Kachit Kushalyanaka Dundubihi. Is my respectable grandfather Shurasena in a happy mood? And are my maternal uncle Vasudeva and his younger brothers all doing well? His 7 wives headed by Devaki are all sisters. Are they and their sons and daughters-in-law all happy? So like this, he goes on to ask so many different relatives of Krishna. So what is the significance of discussing Krishna's devotees as a way of connecting with Krishna?
But the Siddhanta is like this. The Siddhanta is that, or not Siddhanta, it's a cultural aspect, is that you ask about elders first. Not like the Western civilization. How is your dog? No. First, how are your parents? All relatives. So then there's a hierarchy in relationships. So he was maintaining that hierarchy in spite of he being overwhelmed with separation from Krishna. Now I may say that another Siddhanta, that is, love for a person increases when it is kept secret. Srila Vishwanath Chakravarti Thakur gives an example of a lamp. When the lamp is there, if it's open to air, wind blows off. But it's kept confidential. Small holes you have it. So then it glitters. It becomes small. So though Yudhishthira Maharaj had this whole purpose of just inquiring about Krishna, but he had love for Krishna, so it was kept confidential. And then revealed gradually over a period of time. So external show of this love in the form of some physical assaults on each other, that's not going to last. That's not love. That express love, but there is a way to do that. So these days, when they say love song means and the boy and the girl, they should hug each other and do all kinds of nonsense. And after that, they is divorced. So much for their love. But if you see the human sentiments according to Vedic system, when the husband and wife, they get married, then they live throughout their life. Because their bondage of emotions and they keep it confidential. Externally, you find that they are not in love with each other. The woman is in the kitchen and he is there, but actually this strong bondage which we see in our grandparents. They don't behave nasty, but still the bondage which they have among themselves, concern for each other, that is very fine. Because the world is becoming more grosser and grosser. That is why we say, hey, why is this did not inquire? If we have loved Krishna, then he should have just asked about Krishna directly. But that is hidden. So these questions are actually the lid which covers the love for Krishna. And just gradually one envelope is opening.
And then he resorts to glorifying Krishna as he's inquiring directly about Krishna now. So this is a constant theme, whether it is his mother, Queen Kunti, she is glorifying Krishna. Now Yudhisthir Maharaj is glorifying Krishna amidst this overwhelming separation he's feeling from the Lord. Later in the very next chapter, we will see even Arjuna is glorifying Krishna. So what are they trying to achieve by glorifying Krishna? Are they trying to solidify their faith and gain that strength to deal with the separation? Like, what is going on here?
It is the nature of a devotee who has love for Krishna. How can he stay without glorifying Krishna? It's the nature of a devotee to do so. That's all.
And towards the end of this chapter, Maharaj, so where Yudhishthir Maharaj is giving various reasons why Arjuna could be looking pale and dull. He's asking, is your health all right? You appear to have lost your bodily luster. And then, is this due to others disrespecting and neglecting you because of your long stay at Dwaraka? So this whole conversation goes on. So I welcome the audience to read this final section, shlokas 39 to 43 in this particular chapter. So again, how, what should I say, perceptive Maharaj Yudhishthir is. He's so well versed in so many things, the long list that he is giving to identify why Arjuna could be looking dull. Why has he lost his bodily luster? If you can say a few words on this.
When you see someone who has lost his body luster, then you become concerned about it. What happened? And this list is actually a list for us. That is, if you do so, then you lose your body luster. So the first reason for a person to lose body luster is disrespect. Alabdhamano, disrespect. When you are not given respect, then you lose the luster. Or are you disrespected by your friend? Were you not given proper respect? That was the question. That is, alabdhamano avajnata kim vatata chiroshitah. You have lost your taste because of that. Or because of health. So these are the reasons for a person to lose luster. Or somebody has spoken harsh words to you or what? They're like Vagbana. Or sometimes you promise somebody that I'm going to do this, and you're not able to. So how will you face that person? So these are the different reasons. And most importantly, when you are not able to protect someone, especially the Brahmanas, children, cows, elders, in valley, as a king is supposed to give protection. And if he's not able to give protection, then he falls. So what is the use of I being a king?
So Maharaj,
he gives many reasons. These are the reasons.
Yeah, sorry Maharaj, please continue.
Continue. Over.
So transitioning into the next chapter, so I want to draw some parallels the way this chapter begins. So this chapter is titled The Pandavas Retire Timely. So again, this chapter also starts with Suta Goswami speaking. Suta uvacha evam Krishna saka Krishno bhratra ragnya vikalpitah nana shankaspadam rupam Krishna vishlesha karshitah. Suta Goswami said, Arjuna, the celebrated friend of Lord Krishna, was grief-stricken because of his strong feeling of separation from Krishna, over and above all Maharaj Yudhishthira's speculative inquiries. So here, Arjuna is grief-stricken. In the beginning of Bhagavad Gita also he is grief-stricken. And in the next sloka here, Suta Goswami is saying what was the result of this grief? Shokena shushyadvadana hritsarojo hataprabha vibhumtam evanusmaran nashaknot pratibhashitum. Due to grief, Arjuna's mouth and lotus-like heart had dried up. Therefore, his body lost all luster. Now, remembering the Supreme Lord, he could hardly utter a word in reply. So, what is the difference between material grief that Arjuna went through in Bhagavad Gita and the spiritual grief that he's going through now, because the situation was very similar. Mouth is drying up, he's not able to speak. Similarly, there also, body was trembling, limbs were quivering. So the contrast between material and spiritual grief.
So he was crying for his material relatives and he was not crying for Krishna. Here now he's crying for Krishna, crying in separation from Krishna. So the difference between the lamentation, what he had in the Bhagavad Gita, and what Arjuna lamentation, what he's experiencing here. He's crying in separation from Krishna. When Uddhava was told by Krishna, Uddhava, you know, I love gopis so much, but I cannot live without them. But Uddhava, I am not concerned about the suffering which I am experiencing in separation from them. I know the gopis love me more than what I love them. When I think about it, I imagine that how much separation, how much suffering they must be undergoing in my separation. So Uddhava, he caught her at the hand of Uddhava and told Uddhava, go. Please go and then Bacha, Uddham Vaja. You go there and then you pacify the gopis, speak to them about karma, jnana, yoga, and ask them not to be so crying, so distressed. Uddhava went there so that he can pacify. Shantvaya namasa. Shantwana means to pacify. First he went to the Maharaj, Yashoda, pacified them, and when he saw the gopis in the Rahasthana, in a very secret place, the gopis were crying in separation from Krishna. And Uddhava, he saw all the conversations with the gopis. The Brahmas Gita, everything happened, and Uddhava, he thought, Krishna sent me so that I can pacify them. I can stop them crying. But it's a crime to stop gopis crying because their cry is for Krishna. If somebody is crying for somebody in this world, then you can say, no, it is all just temporary. So anyhow, this day has to come. So why are you crying? You can speak some Bhagavad Gita and then pacify them. But if somebody is crying for Krishna, to pacify them is a crime because that is the perfection of life. The gopis had reached the perfection of life by crying for Krishna, and Uddhava thought, I will not pacify them. I can only just go and tell Krishna, go, come. Yeah, gopis are praying for you. So that was the mood of Uddhava. And not only that, when Krishna and all the Vrajavasis had come, they went to Kurukshetra. Krishna pacified Mother Yashoda and Maharaj. Then he went to the gopis. Then the gopis, they saw Krishna. And when Krishna saw the gopis, he saw that they are all crying in separation. And after separation and meeting Krishna, their tears. Then Krishna, he thought, Kurukshetra, Arjuna cried, I spoke Gita. Gopis are crying, I speak Gita. Then Krishna started speaking Bhagavad Gita to the gopis. Just imagine what would have happened. Gopis got angry. But they expressed their anger with great humility. Ahustate nalinanava padaravindam yogeshwarairajivichintagadha bodhini sansara gopadita uttaranavalambam greham jishayamani sudhyatsadanaha. Famous verse. Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita. It talks about Rath Externally, the gopis saying, oh, we heard the gopis, the yogis meditate on your lotus feet. Ahustate naliganabha. We also heard that from your nabi some big flower comes and top from Brahma is there. And great jnanis, they meditate on your lotus feet and then cross over the ocean with existence. Sansara gopapatitottara navalambam. Their feet are like a nava by which people cross the ocean with existence. You are telling us to meditate on your lotus with Krishna. We cannot do. We are simple household ladies. How can we do? On the other hand, another meaning for the same verse is Ahustate Nalina Vindam. Acha. बहुत बड़ा आदमी हो गया. You become acha. Be a big man or what? We know better about you than all these yogis who talk about a lotus, flower coming from your navel and all. Ask them to come. These yogis will tell who you are. What all you used to do here. Stole our saris and yogis meditate on here. Why do you say that you should meditate on? Do some meditation on your lotus feet. You forgot the Gopi Gita or what? Krishna. Ette sujata charanam bruham sneshu. We prayed that your feet should be kept on our breast. And bhita shanaihi. We become so afraid that our breasts are so hard. Maybe if you keep your feet, then it is very painful for you. So for such gopis who are so concerned about your softness of your lotus feet, you are saying us to meditate on the lotus feet. See, your lotus feet are not enough for us. We want you completely. So Radharani caught hold of Krishna's hand. She dragged. That is called Atyatra. So, gopis were lamenting in separation from Krishna. And Krishna, he thought, is the same as Arjuna's separation, or Arjuna's lamentation. Not a difference. Here was the same thing. Arjuna's lamentation in Bhagavad Gita is about lamenting in separation from his relative. Swajanam hi katam matva jinasyan madhava. Here it is different. He experienced separation from Krishna himself.
It's such a heart-wrenching chapter, Prabhu. It was painful for me to just read. Arjuna is, the way he is glorifying Krishna. Here he is, what he's saying, 5th shloka. Arjuna uvacha vanchitoham maharaja harina bandhurupina yena me pahritam tejo deva vismapanam mahat. Arjuna said, O king, the supreme personality of Godhead Hari, who treated me exactly like an intimate friend, has left me alone. Thus my astounding power, which astonished even the demigods, is no longer with me. Such humility of Arjuna Maharaj, what he's saying here. Thus my astounding power, which astonished even the demigods, is no longer with me. So Arjuna in this realization is able to recognize all his greatness, his talent, his astounding power was because of Krishna, and now that Krishna has left him. So why does Krishna does this to his devotees? Just now you spoke so much about separation, Maharaj, but still it's so hard to digest when we see devotees like this.
Arjuna, when he was coming back, what happened, you know very well.
Yes.
He protected all the queens.
Correct.
Then few simple hunters and hijacked them. Arjuna was defeated by simple hunters. Gandhi was Hari. So Krishna does this for many reasons. In one pastime of Krishna, there will be hundreds of reasons.
Okay.
One of the reasons is to show to the people that whatever power you manifest, it is because of my mercy. Arjuna conquered the entire Kaurava Saina. He became very victorious. It is because of Krishna, not because of his Gandiva.
Right.
To show to the entire world, don't be very proud of your accomplishments.
And then in the next several shlokas, there is this outpouring of nostalgia where Arjuna goes back and he remembers all the past mercy or favors bestowed upon Krishna upon him. Similarly, his mother also, Kunti Maharani's prayer, she was also saying, you protected us from this, you did this to us, you did this to my children. So there is a whole long list that Arjuna gives. So what is the importance for a devotee to remember, first of all, to be aware of Krishna's favors in one's life, Krishna's divine interventions, and number two, to constantly remember how Krishna is protecting us every step of the way?
Yes. There is separation, there is union.
Mm-hmm.
In union, you remember only one form which is present in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
One activity which you are able to perceive in front of you.
Mm-hmm.
But in separation, you remember many forms at the same time, many pastimes or many leelas or many activities of Krishna at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So when that remembrance becomes so strong, Tivrata, then it just comes as an outpour of different pastimes of Krishna at once. So it gushes out in separation. That is why separation is more superior to union.
Okay. And I really like this 21st verse here. Very, very beautiful verse, meaningful. Tadvaidhanusta ishava sarato hayaste soham rati nrupatayo yata anamanti sarvam kshanena tad abud asad isha riktam bhasman hutam kuhakaradham ivoptamushyam. I have the very same Gandiva bow, the same arrows, the same chariot drawn by the same horses, and I use them as the same Arjuna to whom all the kings offered their due respects. But in the absence of Lord Krishna, all of them at a moment's notice have become null and void. It is exactly like offering clarified butter on ashes, accumulating money with a magic wand, or sowing seeds on barren land. And on top of this amazing verse, Prabhupada writes another amazing purport. As we have discussed more than once, one should not be puffed up by borrowed plumes. All energies and powers are derived from the Supreme Source, Lord Krishna, and they act as long as He desires and cease to function as soon as He withdraws. All electrical energies are received from the powerhouse, and as soon as the powerhouse stops supplying energy, the bulbs are of no use. In a moment's time, such energies can be generated or withdrawn by the supreme will of the Lord. Material civilization without the blessing of the Lord is child's play only. As long as the parents allow the child to play, it is all right. As soon as the parents withdraw, the child has to stop. Human civilization and all activities thereof must be dovetailed with the supreme blessing of the Lord, and without this blessing, all advancement of human civilization is like decoration on a dead body. It is said here that a dead civilization and its activities are something like clarified butter on ashes, the accumulation of money by a magic wand, and the sowing of seeds in a barren land. Such powerful purport, so meaningful. So, if you can say a little bit about this, Maharaj.
Everything has been said in the purport.
Brilliant it is, yes.
Whatever we are able to do, it is because Krishna enters. Krishna's energies, they work through us. If you think it is me who is doing that, ahankara vinatma karta amiti manyate, such a person is called vimuda, alpamedasam, little bit intelligence. Mudha, fools. Vimuda means Vishesha Rupena Muda, a special fool. So it is Krishna who does everything. And he selects a person as nimitta. So that these things are, these verses are there to make us understand that we are only nimitta for Krishna. If you think that it's me who is doing, then gone. It's me who is speaking and gone. Exactly, Krishna enters the senses and does it. So in the form of Mukhya Prana, he enters into the senses and does all the activities. That is why Prana Namo Bhavat Purusha Tubhyam. When Dhruva Maharaj, he was seeing Krishna who appeared in front of him. Immediately he wanted to glorify, but he had no knowledge. When Krishna touched his cheeks, or somebody say forehead, with the conch, then Dhruva Maharaj started speaking. The first words what he speaks is that Yanta Parvishya Navavati imam prasuptam. Prasuptam, my tongue was speaking. And you entered into my tongue and then make me speak Krishna Katha. Yantat pravishya navavati imam prasuptam sanjeevayatya akila shakti dharaswadhamma. So akila shakti dharaswadhamma. So the whole earth. Sanjeevayat akila shakti dharaswadhamma. You entering the entire body of a person, you make the body work, do its function. Not only just tongue, anyam cha hasta charana, anya hasta, hands, charana, legs, shravana, ears. All these senses are functioning because of you entering into that. And to such Lord, Praran Namo Bhagavate Purushaya Tubhya. So any activity, not only for Arjuna, Arjuna is only example. I'm speaking. Why I'm sure Krishna is making me speak. You're recording, doing all this podcasts. Why Krishna is making you do?
And very instructive, Maharaj, that now we see that Arjuna, in order to get rid of this lamentation, separation that he's feeling, he takes shelter of instructions of Krishna. So if you can please share a little bit about how instructions of Krishna is far more superior than Krishna's personal presence.
Now, instructions of Krishna is far more superior to Krishna's presence. For Rukmini to develop love for Krishna, she did not require Krishna to be present in front of her. By hearing, hearing about Krishna right from childhood, she developed love for Krishna. So it is not that you had to see Krishna, then only you develop love. Actually, by hearing, you develop love, and by love, when the love manifests, then Krishna, he manifests in the heart.
So what can we learn from the Pandavas? So Arjuna gives the news to Yudhisthir Maharaj that our most intimate friend has left. And then immediately Yudhisthir Maharaj retires, all his brothers retire, Kunti Maharani, Draupadi. So when do we know, like Arjuna said in Bhagavad Gita, Karishye Vachanam Tava, I will do as you want me to do. I shall do thy will. When do we know that Krishna's will is for me to pursue an active life in service? And when is it Krishna's will for me to wrap up and prepare for transcending, prepare for renounce and get ready to leave?
Srila Prabhupada summarized everything by one line. Serve now, samadhi later.
Okay.
Serve now, do seva, work now for Krishna, samadhi later. That indication automatically comes.
Okay.
It's different for different individuals. There's no standard rule for it. Ultimately, one should work hard, strive hard to serve Krishna. And then leave the body in the battlefield. Isn't it? A soldier who leaves the body in the battlefield will have more prestige than one who leaves the body somewhere in his house.
So we see that Pandavas retire, and nobody is asking Gandhari to necessarily retire, but she also, not Gandhari, sorry, Draupadi, she also follows suit. So although her husbands are not saying that, oh, you can also leave with us, but she also does that. And in this context, Prabhupada is writing that everybody should fly their own plane when it comes time. So what is Prabhupada meaning by this? When it comes to going back home, back to God,
don't wait for somebody else to practice your spiritual life. And don't wait for somebody else to eat your food. The state is made for you. You eat it and then take advantage of it. So this body is given to you, opportunity is given to you, take advantage of it. That's all.
So what can we learn from this whole episode, Maharaj, about Pandavas retiring timely, the way they rendered service to Krishna while Krishna was physically present, and then the way they wrap up their pastimes and they are leaving now?
One pramaya which you'd like to say is there when Krishna has left this world. This happened Prabhasa Kshetra.
Mm-hmm.
So there is some technology behind it, spiritual technology behind it.
Okay.
That is, I recently went to Prabhasa and took
Mm-hmm.
about an hour class on this.
Mm-hmm.
Number one, disappearance of Krishna should not be discussed because it's inauspicious. But disappearance of devotee can discuss because it is auspicious. Now, Krishna's disappearance is only to create what? Separation in the hearts of the people.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. And Krishna is transcendent. It is not that one small arrow came and touched him and Krishna died and samadhi. It's all nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
The second reason is Asura Mohana. Means those who are atheistic,
Mm-hmm.
who don't have understanding that Krishna is Satchidananda Vigraha. They'll come to the samadhi and say, oh, Krishna left his body.
Mm.
Because Kali Yuga is coming. And now, if everybody would come and worship Krishna, they all will come back to Godhead.
Mm-hmm.
How will Kali Yuga spread? So the Kali Yuga is spread only when people are demoniac.
Mm-hmm.
And what is the baseline of demonic mentality? That is, Krishna has a material body.
Mm.
That is the most demonic ideology. Though they are sannyasis, if they consider that Krishna has a material body, they are nonsense.
Mm.
So without that demonic people, how will Kali Yuga have progress?
Mm-hmm.
So Krishna did the Asura Mohana. Those who are Asuras, he bewildered them by this disappearance fasting. This is what I would like to say about this subject. Yeah.
Okay. So this chapter was titled The Pandavas Retire Timely. So drawing the attention to the word timely, why is spiritual renunciation at the right time considered the real success in Vedic culture?
In Vedic culture, renunciation is the integral aspect of every ashrama.
Mm-hmm.
In Brahmacharya ashram, you renounce certain things.
Mm-hmm.
You renounce money. And in the Grihastha ashram, you renounce your independence.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, if you want to go somewhere, you cannot just go.
Mm-hmm.
You have to ask your wife, and she says, okay, and she I cannot come. But to make a decision, just to go, or just to make a decision of what dress to wear, let's say, it's a challenge. Independence is lost, and you have to wear a dress which people would agree to, and all these things come. So you are renouncing your independence. And in the Vanaprastha ashram, you are renouncing comforts. In Sannyasa ashram, you are renouncing your ego. So any kind of renunciation at any level, Krishna is it's very pleasing to Krishna.
Okay.
Otherwise, renunciation has nothing to do with spiritual life. Okay.
Yes, Maharaj. So, Maharaj, moving on to the Brahmastra section. So, you're having a danda behind you.
Maybe the sannyas yesterday and this chapter also has some connection.
Could be.
Yeah, Pandavas retiring.
Yes.
But from what I should take retirement from? I don't know. That is why Vaishya sannyas is actually meant for preaching purpose. Bhakti Thakur was criticized by the Gaudiya Math, previous some Babajis, that you introduce the sannyas which is loyal to us and you're making people material because Vaishnava is beyond Varnashrama. They are their arguments. Perfect audience. But Bhakti Thakur did not bother about them because he knew But if you have to preach Krishna consciousness, you require sannyasis. Because people have, in India, people have natural respect for sannyasi. Natural respect for sannyasi. I remember yesterday I went out after the binder, we had a big Rath Yatra there. And I go practically every year there. But okay, Kamala Lochan has come, then let him go on the stage. It was like that. Oh, yesterday it was even whether devotees or just unknown people or unknown people, people in the streets. They were saying that as if I just came from Vaikuntha.
You have.
When I was praying that I should not be in that illusion. Then I told devotees, I'm the same person. One day anything happened, two horns coming up now. So it's required because people have this emotion to respect a saint or one who has a particular kind of dress. But anybody who has got qualities or saintly qualities, they're saints only. But just as a formality, as a form life, you require this renunciation. And it should be timely too.
Yes.
Sometimes people renounce just because no, they have nothing to do in their life. And they're useless. They cannot do anything else. Unfortunately, one person told guest house, no, guest house, ashram hai. Say, what do you want? Says, हमारे पिताजी हैं अभी वो हमारे कोई काम के नहीं है हम सोचे कि आपके आश्रम में रह जाएंगे तो शांति से जीवन निकालेंगे let's see we'll give some money also and he's interested in spiritual life. Then I told him ashram is not a dustbin. And you don't want your father to be, you want to put your father, unwanted father in a dustbin, and now you can ask them to dustbin. Then he said, no, aisa nahi, Maharaj. Then I told it is your responsibility. Take care of your father, keep the phone.
So Maharaj, my Brahmastra is going to have no chance with the Sannyasa Danda right behind you. But still, I'm not going to stop the Brahmastra round. So just for lightening the mood, we will continue. So Maharaj, today we talked about omens. So how Yudhisthir Maharaj observed the omens and he predicted that Krishna must have left. So similarly, now I'm going to give you about a dozen different omens. It could be auspicious or inauspicious. So you'll have to tell us if this is an auspicious omen or an inauspicious omen, and just a sentence or two if you can tell something about that omen. Nimitta Shastra.
I'm not such an expert in Nimitta Shastra.
So these are very common ones, Maharaj.
But the point is, in the Vaishnava Siddhanta, the way you look at the omen, depending on that, it is auspicious. It is auspicious. But still, since you are prepared for those questions.
Thank you, Maharaj. So the very first one, a black cat crossing the road.
Yeah, I make sure tell the driver, not wait.
Oh. Okay.
Then the driver sometimes would say that, oh yeah, आप जब करो ना नरसिम्हा आरती गाएंगे. Told Narasimha himself has told, wait now. What is the problem? So, the world may call me, anybody may call me ritualistic and all. What song? Wait for 2 minutes and chant Hare Krishna.
Elders are told.
Yeah, like
Respect
your sorry, Maharaj, what did you say?
Respect what your elders have told, that's all.
Correct. Yeah. Seeing your spiritual master in a dream?
Now, what is he going to say? Seeing your spiritual master is always auspicious.
Always. Sneezing before starting a task?
I was told by grandmother, if you sneeze, you should sneeze twice. And it's auspicious. Once it is not. I don't know where it is, but it's the same.
Okay.
Somebody sneezes once, then she would say, you sneeze again. Literally twice.
Okay. Lizard falling on the body?
It depends on which part of the body, right or left, man or woman, all these things are there.
Oh,
I don't know the technical details of it, but there are certain, I just don't remember. I had to scratch my head to get that memory.
Okay. So just like we said, black cat crossing the road, but what if we see a cow crossing the street?
Cow crossing the street, stop your vehicle, pay obeisances to the cow.
Okay.
Especially when you see the back part of the cow, it's very auspicious.
Oh.
Other unfortunate situation is that this cow is supposed to be grazing nicely and it's on the road. So it is not just auspicious and inauspicious, there's other features also. Especially in the Bhagavad Gita, that is Shubha Shubha Parityagi. So ultimately, there is Ashubha when cow crosses because you have left the cow on the street. If you are seeing the cow in the grazing, with a raised tail, and then the calf is also running here and there, and the calf is drinking milk, you're seeing the back part of the cow, it's most auspicious.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Maharaj, next one, what about a mirror breaking?
It is good.
It's good, is it?
Yes.
Oh.
Some people say it is inauspicious, but it's actually good.
Oh.
How it is good? Because when any Shubha happens, very Shubha means auspicious thing happens, naturally there will be some inauspicious thoughts would apply. And now when mirrors by day cracking and falling down, they would just vanish.
Oh, okay.
So it is very, they protect us. That is the mirror.
Okay. Seeing a Brahmin or a saint in the morning?
Yeah, seeing a Brahmin or a saint in the why not morning? Oh, you should the whole day. Arshana Pavitra Vaishnava Thakur. Anytime you can see. Always auspicious. That is the only thing which is auspicious.
Right. Okay. Sweeping the house at night?
What?
Sweeping the house in the night?
After sunset.
Yeah, after sunset, yes. Yeah, after sunset.
What are you supposed to do? Then you're driving away Lakshmi.
Oh. Okay. Cutting hair or nails in the evening?
Evening means before sunset, fine. But after sunset, during that Sandhya, you're supposed to chant, do Sandhya Vandan or worship the Lord, study scriptures. So some of the activities not so auspicious.
Okay. What about seeing a dead body or a funeral procession while you are going for some important task?
Very auspicious.
Auspicious, dead body.
Because you remember that you're going to die one day.
Oh, okay, that way.
Yeah.
Yeah. The sadhu's vision.
People say Sanchane. Sanchane is actually, it is a place of Mahayagya. Whole life you do yagya, you put some flowers and some fruits and some joy. But this fire is you're offering yourself. Or you're made to yourself.
Last one, Maharaj. Hearing a conch shell or temple bells unexpectedly.
The most auspicious. Because when Bhishma, he blew his conch shell. And then he made he indicated to Duryodhana that even though you may try your best to win over the Pandavas, conch shell is signifying Vishnu. So victory is for the Pandavas. In spite of you and myself trying our best and using all our strength to win over the Pandavas, we are not going to win.
Amazing. Thank you, Maharaj. I really didn't think this podcast was going to happen, given that just yesterday you had your Sannyasa Deeksha. But when I checked, you were right away saying that, no, we are going to do it. And today you made it happen. So your commitment, dedication, sincerity is amazingly, it's truly inspiring for all of us. You said you have become handicapped. No, you have so many thousands of hands. We are all with you in your mission and in establishing Gurukul or whatever it is that Krishna wants you to use. Sripad Madhvacharya wants you to use. The whole Guru Parampara wants to use you. We are all with you. Thank you so much and looking forward to the next enlightening episode, Maharaj. So, Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So, today we see that the glorious reign of Pandavas, the curtain has fallen and they have retired. But, however, on the stage now, the sin personification Kali has entered. So, the final torch bearer of Dharma, the Maharaj Parikshit, how he is going to confront Kali, what punishment he is going to award Kali. So, all this and more coming up in the next few chapters, so which we will discuss in the next episode, as always, with His Holiness Bhakti Padma Saurabh Pracharaka Maharaj. So thank you very much. Please continue to listen to Pariprashna and share it with everybody that you know. Until then, stay inquisitive and stay Krishna conscious. Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna Maharaj.